Seattle House Mafia.
Welcome back to another Seattle House Mafia industry interview. In this episode, we sit down with Matt Goecks, aka DJ Matt G. From his early rave days in Tacoma to his military service, Matt's story is a unique one to say the least. Never losing his love for DJing and dance music, Matt's re-entry after his time overseas had its early challenges, but his perseverance has made him a notable personality and performer in the local scene. Make sure you stick around to the end where Matt shares his thoughts on how we can improve as a community, as well as some upcoming projects. To keep up on all things Seattle House Mafia, be sure to like and subscribe. For now, sit back, enjoy the show. Welcome to the latest episode of Seattle House Mafia's industry interview. My guest today started DJing professionally in 2017. He also started his now infamous Friday night special stream in 2020. You may have seen him at the recent Viva 12-hour party. He is a resident of Train Car House Party and also will be playing at Viva This with Glass Slipper at the Monkey Loft, right?
Yep.
Well, welcome, Matt Goecks.
Well, hey, thanks for having me.
Or
I appreciate
DJ Matt G, man.
Matt G, that's me.
We've been trying to get you in here for a while.
Yeah,
right?
it's been, and then, I've had this, that, or the other come up, and you guys as well, so I'm just glad to finally be here.
Yeah, you're finally here. Your wisdom tooth is healed.
Yes, it is.
Good. So you started DJing professionally in 2017, but you've been part of the dance music community for much longer
I
than
started
that, right?
like mid to late 90s, started going out, just primarily a dancer, met a lot of DJs, would always be very interested in what they did and was always watching, from the sidelines or behind or whatever. So
were you like a rave kid, or was this clubs or what?
Clubs, rave kid, yeah, a little combo of both. I mean, Seattle at that time was kind of a influx of everything. So,
oh, I know.
No, I know you know. You were there.
I loved it. I mean, the mid 90s, late 90s. I talk about it like the old guy, but yeah, I loved it. Like what clubs and venues were you checking out?
Let's see. There was the power plant. There was like everything down along the waterfront there in those little knacky little spots.
Yep.
We had Pioneer Square with Last Supper Club and everything else that was going on.
Gotcha. And so 2017. So what happened between the 90s and then 2017 where you finally got into actually DJing?
So finished up school.
Were you local here?
Yeah, I was local here. Down in Tacoma area, down south. Finished up school, was doing a little bit of partying after school, figuring out what I got to do. Next thing you know, I joined the military so I could, get away and do something, live some life. And then, September 11th happened and boom, I'm in the desert.
Wow. So you were one of and where did you end up?
So I ended up in Iraq 3 separate times, 3 different tours.
An army? Or?
Yeah, I was in the army. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were actually part of the military. You joined the military. This was pre 9/11. So
yes.
No idea that shit was going to hit the fan.
Several months prior, I went delayed entry to, get some, get my paperwork in order, get my stuff, put into storage, stuff like that. And actually, I had shown up in Fort Benning, Georgia on the 30th of October, the day before Halloween.
Wow.
Yeah, this was 2001, yeah.
So then, because we had come out of Desert Shield, right?
Yeah. So, and I remember that from school.
Yeah, in high school, right? So Desert Shield, and my sense is, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't want to make assumptions, but joining the military after that, you're like, yeah, probably good opportunity for the GI Bill.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I could go back to school. I've got the GI Bill. This'll move me along my path of where I want to go education wise. And lo and behold, things happen for a reason. I'm here right now. Knock on wood. Thanks for that. And there you go.
I mean, yeah, I've heard I got a lot of friends who were affected by 9/11 one way or another, pulled into different areas of service. And so, I mean, talk as much or as little about that. But so you your plan was to do the military thing. 9/11 happened.
Yeah.
All hands on deck, right?
All hands on deck. Got in there, started off doing what I was going to do.
Which was what?
So I started off, infantry training, and then, comms. Started doing line of sight communication. So basically like the equivalent of, cell phone towers, but doing voice and data mobily and on a battlefield. So you would, set up an antenna, take down an antenna, move it to the next spot, do the same thing over and over again.
And was it like hot zone?
Oh, yeah. Like when we pushed into Iraq, we were with what was called the DTAC. That was like, we had no idea what this was. And come to find out, we were the main command element for the front line every time.
I just can't even wrap my head around.
I still don't know how I did it. It's just, with, that sort of thing, it just became like a muscle memory. You've done it in repetition so much, just like DJing.
Yeah.
You've muscle memory. There's some chaos happening, but I've got to get through it somehow.
So 3 tours, actually.
3, yeah. Yep.
So how many years were you total? Did you do
So
that?
total, I did 12 years. My last tour, that's when, a lot of the injuries started piling up. And then after I got out, I got stationed out here at Fort Lewis.
Okay.
And it was around that time to where, the doctors were like, oh, you're not getting any better. You're not getting any younger. It's time for you to medically retire. And that's what ended up happening.
Was there events that caused the injuries? Or what?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I blew out my knee, blew out my hip, screwed up my back, stuff like that.
Just from carrying a bunch of
wearing the heavy shirt is like what we called it. Sitting, in a Humvee doing patrols, wearing, a flat plate and a curved seat that's at you like this.
So for the kids that don't know, how heavy was your pack?
So standard was 35 with what I had to carry. It could go anywhere from 55 to 70.
So you were probably carrying a bunch of electronics and shit.
Oh no, that was my weapon loadout.
Oh my God.
That was all the extra ammo, and I was also a grenadier, so I had, extra stuff on top of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you did a tour. How long does a tour last?
So a tour normally lasts 12 months.
Okay.
So the first 2 were 12. The last one that I did, we ended up getting accelerated. So we ended up doing 18 months total. So I think that's where mentally somehow I checked out, because, you can do 12 months, but then add another 6 and you're like bananas. Wow. But I was doing it with guys that I've served with. I love them. Still reach out to a bunch of them all the time. So
there was a book I read a little while back. I think it's called Tribe. And it just talks about the brotherhood. It talks about the bonding that happens, and then how hard it is to come back to civilian life.
Oh yeah. Oh God. I think that was the biggest struggle, because, they build you up, they tear you down and build you up.
Right.
And you become your last name, basically.
Yeah.
So I knew who Goecks was.
Yeah.
Getting out of the military, they don't teach you how to become Matt again.
Right.
So it took me a couple of years to figure out who Matthew was. And I think I'm doing a good job.
You're doing all right.
Okay.
Look at you now.
Hey, look at me.
You're in the Seattle House Mafia HQ.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
No, but so did you have to re-enlist when you...
So I re-enlisted one time while I was there.
Okay.
And
I obviously haven't been in the military, just so you know.
I have no problem talking about it. So I re-enlisted while I was there, and that got me the job that I'm doing now. I do IT. So got me a little bit of, tax-free money and new job, and let's go.
Wow, good. So 12 years of that. And it wasn't in the desert for 12
years.
No,
No, not 12 straight years. So I was my main duty station was Fort Stewart, Georgia. Mm-hmm. So I was out there for a lot, and then, like I said, during my last tour, got myself the ability to move back home, back out here to Fort Lewis.
So doing all this military stuff, right? And coming from, rave dance culture, was there an awareness this whole time you were doing this? You were living a very different existence.
Oh yeah,
in the military. Yeah. Were you still somewhat involved in
I was always talking to back home.
Okay.
And, every time I'd have leave, I'd come back home. I'd come out and go to the clubs.
Okay.
Hang out with my friends, and house music was always in my CD collection or books of CDs that I brought with me everywhere I went.
So you got out of the military what year?
So I got out of the military August 2011. Then I went back to school.
Okay.
I was still married at the time. Was gonna, kind of, again, trying to figure out who Matt was.
Sure.
So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go do this. And then as I'm going to school, I'm like realizing I'm already trained in something that I love doing. So why not just, continue some of that education? Then finally it just got to the point to where I'm just going to go work.
Right.
And that's what I did. And I found a company that kind of took me in and gave me the ropes of doing it on the civilian side, and haven't looked back since.
Wow. And so you're doing IT now, which is...
Yeah, I do IT now.
Transition from military to... Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, same IT that I did in the military is the same that I'm doing as a civilian.
So people aren't shooting at you.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
I don't have to live out of a, Humvee or anything like that. But yeah, nobody's shooting at me either.
Oh my God. Just mean emails sometimes, right?
Oh yeah. Strongly worded emails.
Email. But isn't it amazing when you go through, I would imagine when you go through something like, multiple tours in Iraq, like a strongly worded email probably doesn't really ruffle you too much.
I mean, it does depending upon like the severity of the situation, but and I'm, with me, I'm very passionate about like, making sure that, we're putting our best foot forward for, our end users, stuff like that. But, I just maybe come over as over passionate sometimes when I, you got to do this.
Gotcha. So back in 2000, and you came back to Seattle.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So was there, because you got to explore, it sounds like different parts of the country, but you wanted to come back here?
Yeah, I always wanted to come back here. I knew this is where it was for me. I graduated out here. I knew that, the IT, community was, very strong.
Yeah.
So I knew eventually, if I'm going to get trained, thanks to Uncle Sam, I can get a job anywhere, really.
Yeah. So 2011, you come back, and then you're just doing the straight job thing, working, and you decide you want to start DJing in 2017 or
So
what?
2017, got divorced from my ex-wife. Everything was amicable. She's a great person, but, we just kind of grew apart, maybe got together too fast, whatever it was. And then I was always into music and, doing DJ stuff on the side, just, bedroom type stuff.
Right.
Mixing, MP3s on whatever app or whatever. And I was just like, I reached out to some homies and I was like, hey, I want to do it. And they're like, well, go get this, this, and this. And I went and got that, and that.
Okay. So it was intentional though.
Oh yeah. I knew what I was going to do.
Yeah.
And like, I'd been, part of it for X amount of years, and even in and out of, coming home every time, it was always club culture or DJ music or house music in general.
Yeah. And was it house specifically that?
Mostly. Yeah.
Gotcha.
For me, it's always been, house.
Yeah. No, I understand that for sure. I mean, I've heard some of you guys play and heard some of your sets, and so it seems like the house influence goes way back. For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So you got into DJ in 2017. Then what was the first moment where DJ Matt G was born? I mean,
so actually I used a different moniker when I first started. Okay. So it was Grunt when I first started. At the time I was thinking, I want to pay homage to the guys that I served with,
sure.
My background and whatnot. And then eventually it just, it kind of got, or the older I got, the more it felt like kind of a ravey name. So I was like, I want to be sounding somewhat more professional. So right. Matt G came out, and that was just prior to COVID, 2018, 2019, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And were you playing, did you start to play out at that point?
I was playing out prior. So,
yeah.
I mean, mostly, playing down in Tacoma with the crew that I was a part of back then. I was also, I lived up here, up in the Seattle area. So I had like a few venues that I had, gotten to play. I got to play Train Car, and, just various smaller opportunities that I was incredibly grateful for.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's funny how those opportunities show up when you're showing up too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's interesting how that works. Some people don't really get.
And I'm like, I tell people that all the time. Like, you got to show up to, get up. And,
yep.
I was doing it. I felt like I was going everywhere. And I ended up, putting myself in the hospital with pneumonia, not knowing like.
Is that right?
Oh yeah. I mean, I had a cough and I'm like, oh man, this is okay. I'm feeling like crud. I'm going to I'm going to rest up. And then one morning I woke up and coughed, and I looked down. I was like, oh, that's not good. Ended up a week in the hospital, and then 2 months basically not being able to do a damn thing because of IVs and intravenous or getting infusions of antibiotics.
Now, was this a hangover from some of the military stuff, or was this you were just going too hard in
I was just
life?
going too hard, and
Okay.
it could have been, I was going too hard, and some of the, injuries and stuff from the military too, and I just don't know how to quit.
Yeah, I mean, you come back. I mean, like I have lots of friends that came back from the military, like their back was compromised, their knees are immune systems compromised.
Oh yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. They shoot you up with who knows how many things.
You go down a hallway and they just literally hit your shoulders. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Nobody really knows what it all is.
No,
yeah,
no.
So, well, good. I'm glad you're healthy now.
I didn't get super soldier serum. I'm still pissed about that.
What is the super soldier serum?
I mean, I'm not Captain Freaking America. I mean, that would have been fucking awesome.
It's going to happen at some point, right?
Not on my watch, but shit.
They're going to start.
Look out, kids. You're going to get it soon.
300-pound, like 6'9", like, yeah, I could see that happening in the near future.
Yeah. Corn-fed, soldiers out there.
Oh my God. So 2019, you're playing out, you got various gigs here and there. You're aligned with a few different crews, playing in the city. And then, because I know that's right around the time Friday Night Special started, right?
So Friday Night Special started, and I got to thank Tony H for that one, because he got on Twitch way early, kept trying to tell me, you got to do it, you got to do it, you got to do it. And I was always on his,
right?
Because it was like really convenient, after work, I get home, it gives me something to listen to, relax. And then COVID happened, and then it was 2020 when I got into it.
Right.
So I was late to the game, but I'm still doing it. And
I know they're most Friday nights, honestly.
I mean, I know. I see, like, you're not always chatting, and I can always see who's in there, and it's always, it's not about who's there. It's about, just having fun.
Yeah.
And I started this thing just for shits and giggles. Ended up being some practice session that I have a virtual audience for, and I've got a great family of loyal people that just show up every week, and I'm so grateful for them.
Dude, I mean, I'm literally either working out or like taking my wife to dinner or taking the dogs. I'm usually in there. That's why I don't chat, because I'm doing something.
Yeah, and that's what is perfect about it, and that's why I chose the 7 to whatever. During COVID, it was like I could go as late as I wanted.
Yep.
But then when stuff started opening up again, I'm like, I'm not going to try to compete with anybody that's got a night that starts at 10. Right. Occasionally, I'll go a little bit longer with a guest or whatever if they're feeling the groove, and we just do it. It's fun.
But no, it's super, like I mean, I check out a lot of them, but yours, and then on Saturday mornings, a lot of times I'm on Breakfast Jam.
Yep, me too. Yep.
Just because,
and I've got to play a bunch of those too. Those are always fun, unless it's like back to back, and it's just like,
right. Or you had a hard Friday night, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know what you mean.
I always prepare though, because they're really great about like pre-planning and letting me know, and so I'll be like, okay, maybe I'll behave a little bit more on Friday.
Yeah, I gotcha. So the Friday, how many episodes now are you in Friday Night Special?
So what I've counted this week will be 133.
Wow.
And I know that there were plenty more before I started really officially counting and recording them, and oh my God, I'm just like, I'm still blown away because I just had the 3-year.
I remember that too.
Yeah, and I was like, I wasn't going to do it. And, it was, a friend and mentor of mine. He's like, dude, 3 years is a big thing. You should do it. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just kind of tired. Work's been crazy. I'm just not feeling it. And he just kept poking. And I finally did it. So thanks, Wes. I appreciate that.
That Wesley Holmes.
Yeah, Wesley. Yeah. He's such a kidder. I love him to death. And he's always been that way. But he's always pushing for good from people, and that's you got to love that.
Nah, he's a positive force, man.
Oh, he really is. Has been for years.
Yeah. There's a few guys, and Wes is one of them. He's a real one for sure.
Oh yeah.
And so I mean, 3 years, right? Like that. That's one of those things where you just kept pushing through. Because
I mean, I took time off too. I mean, it wasn't like constant, and that was one of the things I had to learn. Like, you got to take breaks.
Yeah, it's all right
with like everything, and it's okay to do that.
Yeah.
Like, and at first when I'd take a break, I'd feel guilty, but then people are like, no, we understand. You got life, everything else. And so it's good.
Yeah, no. And I think probably, I mean, whether it's measurable or not, that's probably helped you get your name out there, get your sound out there, get people to get to know you a little bit.
Yeah.
Even, you know, I mean,
well, I'm sure it is, but it's like one of those things
hard
because I do it and it's like, I'm doing it all the time, either, you know, working on promo or, you know, whatever for it. It's just in the back of my mind.
Yep.
It's not a forefront for me. It's just something I do now.
Yeah.
So I guess it's part of me.
No, I mean, but like I've realized this about myself is, you know, I'm much more productive when I'm busy than when I'm not busy. And whether it's making mixes, doing this, like I know, even though I don't want to be busy, I think sometimes like when I'm not doing anything cool. Like,
oh no. Like if I'm just sitting around, unless like I'm like telling myself I have to just chill.
Right.
Like I gotta go. Maybe it's the ADHD in me. I don't know. It's just like I have to be doing something. Oh, look at the shiny. Go over here. And
so Friday Night Special, which you know I think has kind of become its own institution. That's super dope. And then, how did you get connected with the Train Car crew?
So Train Car, thanks to Jason Melton.
Okay.
Went to high school with him. He found out that I had moved up this way, started DJing.
I see.
He's all like, you got to come out to Train Car. Kept trying to get me to go out to other things. He's like, you got to come out to Train Car. Finally come out to Train Car.
And what year was this? This is like 21, 20, or no, this is after COVID.
No, this was before COVID.
Oh, before COVID.
Way before COVID.
Got it. Because they've been going for 12 years now.
Oh, 12, almost, yeah.
So
yeah,
crazy.
And, you know, Erin sticking with it and doing her thing. And, you know, I owe her, you know, I almost turned down the first time I was going to play there.
Is that right?
And I pulled her aside. I was like, girl, I'm not ready. And she looked at me. She sat me down at a table and she's like, if you don't play, you're not going to play for months possibly. So you better play. So I owe her a lot.
Yeah, you got to jump on it.
Oh, God, yeah.
Even though you don't, I mean, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, we're our own worst critics.
Did you just not feel like skill-wise, presence-wise, you weren't just quite there as a DJ?
Yeah, I mean, it was, you know, still kind of really new. Everything, I was, you know, kind of taking it in. It was going to be a breaks night, which, you know, I have mad respect for. I love doing them, but it's one of those ones that I've got like so many friends that do it very, very fucking well. Yeah. And I sometimes just feel like, yes, I can play them, but I don't feel like I do it the justice that they do.
Right. No, I know what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you mean. Yeah, and there's some beastie break DJs in the city.
Oh, God. Seattle has always had some just nasty good breaks DJs.
I totally agree. We've had a few come through here, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So you did Train Car, and then that you played it early before COVID, and then you actually became officially part of the crew.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
how is it all structured? I guess that's the question.
Well, what do you mean by structured?
Well, structured meaning, because I know there's like you guys.
No, so there's like me, Jeremy, George, Jessica right now.
Okay.
Aaron recently, you know, wanted to step down and focus on family.
Got it.
You know, she knows that she's always welcome. I mean, she started it. I mean, I'm never going to be able to take that away, and I never would, and I don't think anybody on the crew would either.
Brian Jar was involved.
Brian, still is a silent partner.
Got it.
Let's see. With me being a part of it, you know, it was one of those things that became kind of like church for me because I couldn't get out on Sundays, do flammable like everybody else, and go to church, so to speak. So, you know, once a month, I'd hit up, you know, be able to hit up and, you know, go out on a Saturday, have a good time. And just started showing up early, helping out where I could, stuff like that. And always wanted to, you know, see it prosper, see it grow, see it get to that next thing, you know, whatever it's got to do.
And what was because, shameless plug, like we just played there.
Oh, yeah. It was phenomenal. Oh, my God. You guys in your outfits. And like, I'm so glad I got those shots for you guys, too.
Oh, man. It was so fun. Like, we
photographs, not shot. We did. Did we do shots?
We didn't do a shot.
No.
I was sober that night because I was keeping everybody on schedule. You know what I mean?
You were that guy.
Yeah, I was that guy.
Cool. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it was an honor to play there, and it was super fun. A Halloween party, basically.
Yep.
Yeah, it was great, man. It was just like vibey. It's wild, it's loose, but it's also got a good like structure and consistency to it. I mean, every time I've been there, there is like a consistent, there's a consistent quality to it.
Yeah. And it's its own Seattle institution. It's got this like, intimate, vibe. And I don't know if it's like the atmosphere of the old train car that just gives it this like rooted feeling. Yeah. That, personally, that's how I feel in it. And it's just one of those things. I just really enjoy being there. Yeah. Even when I'm, like when we were setting up, I was like, I'm tired. I want to go home. Yeah. And as soon as we started going, that all went away. It always does.
I had a friend come in, one of my I had a few kind of more normie friends, I mean that in the
civilians.
Nice way. Yeah, civilians.
And non-house people.
Yeah, they came through and they're like, Jesus, this is like a fucking movie set. Like really, it's got a really cool vibe for people that who knows how many people who are listening to this have not been there, but if you haven't been there, you have to check it out. It's
this is
literally in a train car.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a mandatory must for sure.
And you guys, what I love about it is the work that goes into, and I don't think people understand this sometimes. We talked a little bit about this with Mindy. Just setting up beforehand. Like you roll in as a person going to a club or a venue, you come in at 11 o'clock, the sound's good, the lighting's good, there's a good vibe, maybe some decoration, but there's a lot of work on the front end that happens before that, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears prior to us doing a thing. And even for a monthly, it's, you've got, logistics of getting the individuals and getting the information, getting, some sort of graphic together to promote the show. And then you're lugging gear in and out of somebody's car, garage, whatever they're storing it in. Putting it up, setting it up, sound checked, and then guess what? It's the end of the night. It's 2:30 in the morning.
You would just want to go home.
I just want to go home, and guess what? I've got to break all that crap down and then load it back up in a car. Yep. And I always feel guilty because I'm not the one taking it home.
No, man, I know.
And I've had to, like, I've had my gear come in and out, and I've, lugged it around.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to speakers. Oh my god, I never want to deal with speakers ever again.
Yeah, because it's the promotional piece. It's well, I'd say before that, it's even the organization and the coordination, then the promotion, and then the actual physical setup, and plus you have guests in, which like here's the other thing that I got to give you guys props for is like every time you bring a guest in, truly, you're kind of taking a risk, right?
Oh, because always.
You're protecting this brand that's established itself as a 12-year institution. You bring in three knuckleheads like Seattle House Mafia who wear matching costumes and just hope it fucking goes well.
They were so on point, though. Those costumes, like, we had no idea you guys were going to do. Like, we knew you'd probably do costumes, but and then what you guys came out, on brand, even, too. Yeah. I mean... If you haven't seen the pictures that they posted, go check them out on Instagram.
I gotta give my wife credit. She hand painted.
What? That was hand painted?
Yeah, this is all her art, and she hand painted the logo.
Those were hand painted.
Yeah, she hand painted. Oh my
god,
yeah, she's a badass.
Oh yeah, and I thought they were like silk screened or like vinyl or something.
No, because we tried, and finally she goes, "I'm just gonna paint it by hand," because there's a big curve.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I grew up in a sign shop, so art's been my whole life too. So I respect people that can, do I respect
it. I have zero idea how to do any of it, but I respect it. So no, that was, but anyway, it was a super fun night for us. And I'd been to Train Car a bunch, and I know Paul and Sangdo had as well, but we never got to experience it from behind the decks, which was so fun.
That is a whole different type of special back there. Yeah, and then especially when you're with your group of your chosen fam, that makes it a whole lot better.
And even at the very end, of course, it's I love it when things finish strong, and when you get booze because you turn off the music. That's the vibe.
Yeah, and we had some of that too, because it got to the point where the bar is like, hey, you guys
gotta shut
and
they shut it down.
They're so nice to us about
so
that.
Nice.
And like, yeah, I haven't been there all the years, but like the years that I have been there, it's always the same thing.
Yeah.
Nobody ever wants it to stop.
They're so sweet.
And it's always frustrating because sometimes we'll hear karaoke still going on in the other rooms that they have.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why the fuck do they get to go? And I'm like, I want to fucking play music, y'all.
I know, man.
But then again, I also want to go to bed.
Totally.
It's 3 in the morning, y'all.
It's the devil and the angel on your shoulder.
Oh,
right?
yeah. They're always there.
No, it's interesting to learn about the lore of train car, and then to actually get a chance to be part of it was pretty cool. So we do appreciate it. But I think it's, it's a testament to you guys and the folks before you and Aaron and Brian and everybody who's been able to kind of keep this thing chugging all along. Because that's not easy, man.
Oh no, and I'm motivated. It's not going to die on my watch. Yeah. I will not allow it. I'm come hell or high water. We'll figure out a way together.
Yeah. So if we talk, train car, I mean, that's both historical and kind of present, but and then you have some other gigs coming up, like present wise. What do you got? What are you working on right now?
Well, I've got David Lowe for Friday Night Special coming up this Friday. That's going to be fun. That's been one that I've been, talking with him. He's, we're both like super busy, and he's got his stuff, and then finally it just worked out. He hit me up. He's like, what about this? Yeah. And then, I see him post like his whole myriad of stuff he has going on, and he's got one hell of a weekend coming up. Yeah. He's starting Friday, and then it's like he goes from that to Bounce Brunch, and there's just so much stuff. I've been kind of taking a back seat on other gigs outside of, Friday Night Special. Work's been kind of getting busy, so I just wanted to, and this time of year I kind of just feeling. So it's just, I'm actually planning on, doing some downtime in December.
Cool.
Some, refocus, regroup, re-energize sort of things get everything ready for 2024. But I've also got, the Viva show with Glass Slipper coming up on the 18th. Going to be doing that with George, my partner. So that's going to be fun. Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, I want to see you guys play it. Are you guys going back to back there? Yeah. Well, that's the plan. We'll figure it out, and we're going to be Matt and George. It's like, how it goes. Totally know how it goes. No, George is great. Oh yeah, fucking love that guy. Yeah. And so your crew, the current train car crew now is Jeremy, Lyndon, George, myself, yourself, and then we got Jessica. And then Jessica. Yeah. Then who's the one that makes all the baked goods? Oh, that's Christine. Yeah, she's a part of it too. Oh, sorry. Oh my God, I'm sorry. No. I didn't want to let that drop because I had Rice Krispie treats, and I was just like, what the fuck was in this Rice Krispie? Fucking diabetes is what was in that thing. So good. Like, it's been a running joke. Like, I still have not touched a cupcake in all my years of doing it. God. I learned a long time ago in the military, like sugar and beer, that's a bad combo for me. Okay. I mean, even though I could take some, put them out in my car and have them the next day, I figured, they're going to get handed out. So did she do baked goods for you guys every Yeah, I mean, it started well before I got there. I don't know if it started from the very get or whatever, but that's legit. Cupcakes and sweets are like a known thing as part of the train car. Like we advertise, good music, solid people, cupcakes, and if the pour is really good. Yeah, totally. Totally. Yeah. For sure. No, it's fun. Well, I mean, moving off a train car, it sounds like you got some stuff that you're going to be doing at Monkey Loft with some different crews. Yeah. I always like to sort of understand your perspective just on the Seattle scene in general. Is there, I know good, bad, and ugly, but are there things for you, like frustrations, things that you wish were different in Seattle right now? Or there's some individuals I think should get some opportunities out there that aren't getting there. There's a, case in point, Tony H. Yeah. I mean, that guy fucking slays everything that he fucking does or touches for that matter. Oh, yeah. And, when he brings up Space Yacht, they kill it. Yeah. They fucking kill it. But he doesn't have a night anywhere. Why? Oh, I see. Why? Yeah. How could he not have a night when every time he does something or a one-off somewhere, it just fucking kills? Yeah. He seems like a busy boy, though. Do you think he's constantly busy? I'm like, I don't know what he's on, whatever part of life he's on, but geez, I want some of that. I mean, I know he's younger than me, so that's probably what it is.
A little bit of youth, but he rides a high vibe anyway.
Oh no, man. He's a Sagittarius like me. That's why we click, and that's why we click together. And actually, I met him thanks to a mutual friend that we have when he was still up in Alaska. My buddy Adam J hit me up. He's all like, "Hey, my boy Tony's coming down. Go check him out."
Interesting.
And so, like, when me and Tony finally clicked, I just looked at him and was like, "Tequila?" He's like, "Tequila," and that's what we do. Shots of tequila.
So you guys have an Alaska connection. Yeah, we had Tony in here, and I had no idea he had a background in Alaska.
Oh God, that guy's been everywhere.
So you would say one of the things that you would like to see in Seattle is maybe more opportunity for a more diverse group.
Yes, I mean, I would like to see more people of color get more opportunities out there. It seems like the crews they're very monotone right now.
Yeah.
But then in the same aspect, when I say that. After COVID, we lost so many venues.
That's what I was going to say. The venue selection seems to be a big issue.
I mean, we lost, easily 60% of the venues that we had available to us. And then, even then, those were being shared with other, types of music.
Right.
So when you lose, as much as we did, and then still have to share that with other, types of music, and we're still... House music in Seattle is still like one of those like underground things.
Right.
And it's always been that way.
Right.
And anytime like somebody comes to visit and it's like, well, I didn't know you guys had a house scene. I'm like, well, I mean, Seattle got burned on grunge really bad, and everybody showed up here as some like vacation spot for grunge. And so we don't talk about our music.
That's true. So I mean, do you foresee the venue thing changing here in the near future?
I mean, I hope so. I've heard some rumors of some spots opening up.
That's what I'm looking for. Secrets, man. You got the inside line.
I don't have nothing. I just like randomly hear occasional stuff, and I, am not at liberty to like, give the tea right now.
You can neither confirm or deny.
I mean, if it happens, it happens, and I'll be happy for it, and I will love to promote whoever, homies that are in there doing their thing.
Yeah.
But until it's like some like, at least 75% official.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say shit.
Yeah.
Right now, Seattle, in the music scene, venue-wise, we're supply chain issue right now.
Totally.
I hate to say that because I'm just tired of hearing that same song and dance everywhere.
And even at these brilliant venues that we do have, like if there's something going on every weekend, twice a weekend, like it starts to become a little bit diluted, I think.
Oh yeah,
and it's unfortunate.
And the other thing is there's so much talent in this city.
Yeah,
so much.
Yep.
And everybody's competing for the same egg right now, and it's like you can't have like multiple nights on the same night. You can, but in different venues. But you can't like overcrowd the same venue with like what you were just saying.
Yeah,
it's I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe, hopefully something else happens, or, the other thing we've been joking about, the older I get, the more I want to start something earlier and be in bed by midnight. Yeah. It's like, can we just like start at 7 and end at midnight? Can we make that like normal?
Normalize
early bedtimes, bedtime before midnight. Yeah.
But the Seattle crowd is such a finicky fucking crowd. They'll show up at 11.
It's always been that way though.
Well, they'll show up at 11, 11:30 and then get last call at 1:30 and
Well, it's like case in point when you guys were playing, because we start, at 9 now. So it's always this like first hour freak out, and then like, 10 o'clock rolls around, and then it's that half hour freak out, and then all the next thing you know, we turn around and holy shit, the train car's full.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, interesting. Mm-hmm. So if you were to wave your magic wand beside the venue, is there anything else that would, and the obviously like just more opportunity,
diversity,
for more folks,
more spaces, offer something other than the norm. I'm not saying like different type of music. I'm like a different idea to present the music. Because you and I both remember, coming into clubs or warehouses or wherever we're at, we didn't know where the DJ was.
Right.
But now it's like, you've got to be in front of the fucking DJ or with the DJ on the booth. Right. I'm like, get the fuck off my stage, fool. Go dance.
Yeah.
Go dance. That's why we're here. Go dance.
I think Instagram wrecked that.
No, TikTok did it. TikTok did it.
Yeah.
we got to do dances and moves to 30-second clips.
I know, and just so many people back behind the DJ sometimes, which is cool.
I get it if that's what you want, but I've also seen DJs who are like, what the F is going on?
It's very crowded. I was watching a video of Solomon. It's like famous. It got around on the internet, I think, in the last week where very pretty girl dancing too close to him, and he gives her the
I saw that. Yeah, I was
beat it.
Yeah. I was secretly like
Totally.
Yep.
Totally. I'm trying to think if there's anything. What I'm trying to do is solve the problems in Seattle, because I do see this sort of it does feel a little anemic right now.
And I think a lot of us want to, and I think somehow, some way, the collectives, the groups need to find a common place to come together to, air out all this.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm not pointing fingers at anybody, but I'm thinking, like, if we all have the same problem, or we, have the perceived same problem, then what are the solutions, instead of pointing the fingers of like, you're the problem? Okay, well, here's the problem or the root problem. How do we get beyond that?
Yeah. And I also miss, honestly, is the one-off, the warehouse stuff.
Yeah.
The real eclectic, not too commercial, like not too bright and shiny.
Actually, bring back Spun Days. Remember those? Sunday in a park after afternoon, people just either there to have fun or there to take a nap. Yeah. I don't care what you're there to do.
I
just
did
have
see
fun.
This last 2 summers. There was more park action going on than before. We even did some stuff at the beach, which was really fun. But there's I don't know. We'll figure it out at some point.
I mean, bring back some old ideas, see what happens.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You don't produce currently, right?
No, I used to want to get back into it, but right now, and I was planning on starting this fall, but some work stuff came up opportunity wise that I need to focus on those.
Yeah.
Make sure that the stuff that I'm doing now is wiretight, and just that way I can proceed to that next step and then figure out everything again. And like I said, taking that December time to kind of refocus and re-energize where I want to put stuff.
Well, and tell me, like, are there hobbies outside of the music stuff that you do?
Lego. I mean, if you bet on this, I love Lego. I really do.
So nerdy.
You know what? I am a fucking nerd. I will admit. Like, when I have people come over to the for Friday Night Special, I'm like, welcome to my nerd.
Oh, really?
Because there's like my soccer stuff in there. There's my Lego stuff in there. You're going to walk by my wall of freaking action figures that I had when I was a kid.
Okay. What kind of action figures?
G.I. Joe.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got like the first 13 from the 82 and 83 line.
No shit.
And then all the vehicles too, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Legos, like, what's your proudest Lego? What do we call it? A Lego structure? What is the proudest?
So I've got the Voltron build. So that's 5 different lines that actually go into the line and make Voltron. I've got Optimus Prime that actually transforms into the semi and into the robot. I've got all the Doctor Who Lego sets that they've ever done.
Wow.
I've got all the Star Wars figures that they did.
So there's a sci-fi Lego theme. Like, you're not
For
building
me,
like castles and
princesses. No.
Okay.
Like if trust me, if I had like the space, I would have like a Lego fucking room or rooms. I mean, if I won the Bellotto, I would probably have a room where the floor was covered in fucking Lego.
Yeah.
Just because.
Is it like your meditative state? Is that like your happy place?
There is something about it that it's just kind of zen. It's just like I'm building something and I've got like, just focused on a thing, and it's the rest of it just goes away. Kind of like, when I'm playing music, it's just the rest of it kind of just goes away.
That's exactly what I was thinking about. I was thinking, and it's always interesting because I really do think people, whether they know it or not, what they're pushing towards is finding a flow state, right? Mm-hmm. And whether it's martial arts or DJing or building Legos, sometimes it's reading a book, sometimes it's painting like my wife. Like it's just finding that flow.
When I didn't have bad knees and bad hips, it was soccer. So it was like,
yeah. I just think that as long as people, or if people would start to embrace that and fit, it's not what it is that gets you there. It's just getting there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
whatever like turns you into the 6 to 12-year-old individual that didn't have a care in the world, didn't know what the world was all about. And that's why I tell people all the time, I'm 12.
Yeah.
Mentally, I'm
2
12.
hours later.
It's 2 hours. Yeah. And
awesome.
then, oh shit, I've got to be at work in 2 hours.
Exactly.
Why did I just build this whole damn thing? Or why did I end up, working on this art piece that I was working on? Or what? It doesn't matter what it is. If it makes you happy and it gets you out of whatever it is that's weighing you down, do it. Go do it. Have fun with it. As long as you're not hurting anybody, that's all I care about.
Yeah, it's especially with as many people that I talk to that are part of the dance music community or just artists in general. It's when they're the happiest. It's when they're exploring, even if they're exploring the edges of an art, they're still exploring and learning and participating. And I think when we start to get anxious, I'll throw myself in that same bucket. When we start to get anxious is when we're not doing enough of that. You know what I mean? Then you start to not feel good about things, working too much or whatever.
Oh no, and that's that's where I was at about a week ago. I was like, I was just kind of mulling in my own juices, and I was
dude,
like,
I got the
like
cold
this.
plunge. That's why I invited you.
I know, and I thank you for that. You were one of the ones that reached out, and I had plenty of people that did, and I appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much for that. It's one of those things that I do that I've learned, when I get into those, those voids of, I need to stay away from the world and just kind of focus on it. Sometimes it gets heavy and you've just got to, personally, I've learned I've got to like release it out to the universe. Let everybody know what's going on.
That's what I was going to say. That level of vulnerability is also important to embrace and definitely not a weakness, no matter how you were brought up, but it's definitely.
Yeah. And that was one of those things that I learned, because of being in the military and losing the guys that I've lost.
Fuck yeah.
It's the ones that don't reach out, that keep it to themselves. And you got to do it, guys.
You have to. And you, like you said, they don't train you how to re-enter.
No.
To come back and be Matt G, right? And I just I didn't mean to take a hard corner on this one, but the shit's super fucking important.
It is. I mean, how many individuals have we lost in our scene? Yeah. How many people, DJs and producers that we idolized, that just didn't have the opportunity to, say something to somebody when that could have meant the world. Yeah, man. It could have been something that, we could still have that talent.
Yeah. And it's hard. We all get busy. Yeah. And unless they give an indicator, you just don't know.
Well, and, when with me, I feel like, I think we all feel that way when we get that way. We feel like we're being a burden by, sharing it. But then
100%, dude.
Case in point, I share it and realize and I know I have the support, but sometimes you just need to like visually see it or audibly hear it. Oh, yeah. Sure. Oh, yeah. Especially after COVID. Yeah. We all got in those like dark crevices that, sometimes, and some people are still there. Yeah, man. And that's why I'm grateful I'm doing the stream and give them an opportunity to hear something in the world. Watch it, please. Have fun with it. I hope you're dancing in your freaking socks and underoos, whatever you're doing, or what, like you said, you're, working out or, you're painting the fence. I don't care. Just do something. Yep. Yeah, and you seem like you're very cool about like even bringing people physically into your space. And which I also kind of that's an important thing for me too. I want to create a cool creative space that I welcome people into, that I trust, and let them experience my work. And that was a big I know leap to take. I know. I was just like, I know. And I still, at times, I'm like, am I doing the right thing? I don't know. Yeah, no, you are, man. I think you're doing a good job. And you guys are too. Yeah. It's been fun. It's been a fun experience, and it's been fun to watch you guys evolve, and not only from Train Car, but just the Friday Night Special stuff, and then seeing your name right up next to some other big names, which is super dope. I'm still getting used to that, and it's like it's still so weird, but then it's like, I've already seen them play. Am I going to stay? I usually always do, but it's just, oh man, it's hard to put into real words like what it feels like to get these opportunities. You're earning this shit though. That's what's going on. You're putting the work in. People like me or like my music at least. Yeah. So I must be doing something right. I get repetitive, but you've created a currency,
Matt G currency that I think you establish the value, and now other people start to see the value. And I see this a lot when people come through and we talk through this, and we're kind of trying to do the same thing. Like, let's make our own currency. Let's make a differentiator, and let's also bolster and support along the way. And
we'll all make our own Bitcoin and do it.
we'll figure this shit out.
I don't know what it's going to be worth on the open market, but
no kidding.
No, I mean, I'm a firm believer in building your brand.
Yeah.
That was one of the things, case in point, the fucking funny face shit that I did. And that's, I told you, it started off on a fucking dare.
Yeah.
And, next thing you know, the stickers are happening. And then I made air fresheners. And then, they're on a fucking soda bottle, for Christ's sake, now.
I know.
And then I put them on a fucking shirt. I'm like, I keep telling myself, when is it going to stop? And then more and more people want more air fresheners or more this or the glow in the dark face. I'm like, oh my God, this will never end. It's now, that face is now Matt G. I mean, maybe that's why I'll make a coin next time. Maybe. How about that?
I mean, that's the thing. Like, people, I think we sell it short, but people like to support. Like, if they see you putting the work in, they really do. Like,
I've noticed.
If you're surrounded by the right people, they're gonna support you, and that's cool. I mean, not everybody can go out all the time, right? But no. Like, if all you're depending on is your friends when you do a night, then at some point nobody can show up.
I know. Yeah, people have lives, and I think that's the one thing. As I've gotten older, I've realized I'm like, you've got your own shit. I mean, go deal with it. When we can come together and do shit together, let's do it.
Yeah. But the good ones, the real ones, they understand. And, and there's no butthurt. There's no bad feelings. It's like everybody kind of converges when they can, and that's super cool. Yeah. Well, dude, thanks for coming in. I want to put you on the decks, man.
Oh, man, I got to do that next, too.
The infamous Seattle House Mafia HQ. You get to play on some fun little gear, and you can be as loud as you want, which is always fun. Or not. I always say that, and then I look it around, and we're all so old. They're like, no, dude, I don't play that.
I mean, I've already got tinnitus thanks to being blown up. I'm just like, let's keep it down here. Like, I had a friend over the other day, and she kept turning up the volume. I'm like, it doesn't need to be that loud. Trust me. Yeah. I'm like, it's so loud I can't see.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you have permission to get loud if you want.
I appreciate that.
Anything else? Any shout outs? Anything else you want to say before you jump off?
Seattle, I love you. All my Friday Night Special fam, I love you all as well. Thank you guys again for everything that you guys did the other day at Train Car.
That is a blast.
There is a list a mile long, and I should have wrote them all down and did the Oscar speech, but I will not do it justice. But just know, each and every one of you that have given me an opportunity, thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah, man. Deserve it. Well, let's get you on the decks.
All right, let's do this.
All right, let's slow down.
that sound? Hear that sound? Yes, brothers and sisters, that's the kind of love that we have to share every day. Don't you feel the rhythm that we are giving to you? Yes. Hear that sound? Hear that sound? Yes, brothers and sisters, that's the kind of love that we have to share every day. Don't you feel the rhythm that